Anyway, we're heading out on another adventure and we're going to check out old Adaminaby. It's the 19th of October 2006, and yes, believe it or not, our host is Mr. Bernie Alcott. Good on you, Bern.
G'day, Liz.
So the waterline of the lake, you can see, is it's pretty low. I have been told that it's at 20%, but when we get a little bit closer, we actually hope to walk into the side of the old town at Adaminaby. Surprisingly enough, we had rain yesterday and the countryside looks nice and green.
This house in front of us is Paddy Kerrigan's, a
Okay.
double story.
Yeah. All right.
And he winched that up from the old town to where it is.
Oh, so that's original from the old
Yeah, from the old town.
Now this is a very famous house. This is Paddy Kerrigan's house. Believe it or not, this house was moved from down, probably where these cars are situated, down here at the lake foreshore. Paddy, an Irishman, said that that's my house, and he created an engineering feat. He actually moved a brick house, I think it was by rails, all of this distance, and he's lived a very happy life here on the shores of Lake Yukonbeen ever since.
Nice here, isn't it?
It's certainly reducing the amount of area they got. That is so low, isn't it? I was saying to Jen, I reckon the last time we were here, it was at least, well, where my kids are down the tree down there, I reckon it was another. Yeah, have a look at this, that's over there.
When my heart was young and free, gone are my friends from the cotton fields away, gone from the south to a better land I know. I hear their gentle voices calling, poor old Joe. I'm coming, and my head is bending low. I hear their gentle voices calling, poor old Joe. Why do I weep when my heart should feel no pain? Why do I sigh when my friends come not again? Where are they now? They've departed long ago. I hear their gentle voices calling, old Joe. I'm coming,
You know what that way is, mate?
and my head is bending low.
Bernie's just identified another conglomerate. They seem to be popping up everywhere. The last one we found on the top of Indian Head, that was a natural one, but this conglomerate is
Well,
man-made.
I'm sure the old schoolmasters that taught me that will be having a laugh tonight.
Good on you, Paddy.
Sorry?
Good one.
Good. I can't think of any others. Anybody know any of the old songs of the way down upon the Swanee River? Come on, join me.
Far, far away.
That's where my heart is yearning ever. That's where the old folks say. All the world I'm sad and dreary, everywhere I roam. Oh, dark how my heart grows weary, far from the old folks
That's
at
some old
home.
glass, Jeff, that purple stuff.
When I was playing with my brother, happy was I.
Yes, we've definitely found signs of human life,
Take
human
me
existence.
to my kind old mother there.
Bernie just pointed out this bit of concreting up here is definitely a gutter. It's fluid sort
Oh,
of
the
glass,
world
yeah.
I'm sad and dreary everywhere I roam. Oh, darky, how my heart grows weary, far from the old folks at home. Oh, the sun shines bright on my old Kentucky home. 'Tis summer and the darkies are all gay. The sun shines bright on my old Kentucky home, in my old Kentucky home, far away. Weep no more, my lady. Oh, weep no more today. We will sing.
Looks like the treasures are coming out. Bernie's found something here of metal, and Janet's found pieces from the kitchen.
Yeah, good bricks.
Oh, we can make one. Thank God we didn't find the boxes. I don't think that belongs to that one.
That's part of the
This pine tree would have been well and truly submerged, but if you notice, the cones are still on there. That's probably after about 80 years of being submerged.
From that kind.
Bernie's just found a bit of an old sulky here. You can see the
Rake.
bit of metal work and the iron work. The step.
Snakes.
get out of here before it gets off.
Getting a bit soft.
Yeah.
horseshoe. Oh, you got it, Zoe. Good slimy money hand.
Wow.
Where's your clay? I dropped it.
Wait, now's the time for a facial.
You got you right?
Doubtful.
I need you to show me now.
This is when the natives get really tribal.
Yeah.
They go,
Ah! I like my clay. I got clay. Hey Dad! Look, I'm holding a horseshoe.
okay.
Yeah?
Yep. You've left your mark there, Dan.
Yep. Good.
Yeah.
Bit of a hook or hook? That looks broken off here, no?
That's it.
It's nice. Nice shape. Don't know what it's about. Go.
Well, these are the remains of some life out at Adaminaby, or old Adaminaby. Probably had a population of a couple of hundred, and then up on that hill, certain parts of it were moved. We saw one house, but way out there, about 7 kilometres, I think, the new township of Adaminaby. But this is pretty special because the lake is so low. We've actually walked through some of the ruins, and there's actually a fair few people here inspecting the place today. I mentioned earlier it's the year 2006, and one of our biggest problems this year is water. So when you look out there, all of that that moonscape should be water. Base for a tank or something, right? Yeah. Tank.
Looks like there is water out of it from here. I mean, you know the shape of the concrete. Water to run out. Oh look, pelican.
Well, lo and behold, we tried to get a bit of an explanation about the house, but down by the lake we've met Paddy Kerrigan. Paddy, you know a lot about the old township, and you could probably stand here and talk to me for hours, but in a few minutes just sum up, you know, where we're standing, and if you can fit it in, tell us a little bit about how you moved the house.
Yeah, well, where we were standing is actually the site of the Catholic Church. This was the Catholic Church here, this brick rubble heap, and the steps here that you saw, they were the steps leading up to the Catholic Church. They owned 4 blocks here altogether, went from here down to there, up to that other concrete foundation there, up to Crow's Place, and across there to S.E. Potter's, and then down there. Over there on the hill, you see the dead trees there? Well, that was the location of the old convent. That was just over there. All the other foundations, as you can see, just over the bank here was Yen's store. The Yen's had a butcher shop and a store down there.
Now, is that that's the Chinese influence? When we say Yen's, was that?
Yeah. There were 2 families of Chinese settled here after the gold rush in 1859. One was Bushang and the other was Yen. So Bushang's left. I think before the town was moved, but the Yens were still around. Jeff only died back about 4 or 5 years ago. He was the remaining one here, but there's still family living in Tumut and other parts.
And was it a busy place, Old Adaminaby?
Old Adaminaby was a very busy town, yeah, very busy town. But what happened was when they flooded the valley, all the customers from over the other side of the lake, from the dam wall right around here, well, from the dam wall, for example, Eagle Hawk was only 9 or 10 miles from here, which they could easily come in here to do their shopping. But once the lake came, they had to travel 100 kilometres to get round to the new town. So they lost all that business. People started to shop in Cooma and Berridale, and I suppose Jindabyne too, although Jindabyne was only a small town at that stage. But the churches, there were 4 churches here altogether. The Catholic Church here, the Church of England was up there, the Methodist Church up on the top of the hill, and the Presbyterian Church about halfway up the hill there on the left-hand side. Then in line with that was the old post office. The old post office was just over there.
And the pub?
And the pub was just up here on the right-hand side.
Can you remember the publican?
The publican was Ken Kerr, but there was a fellow by the name of Betts owned it for years, and away back, I don't know whether you saw the chap with the brick there, the W on it.
Yeah.
The West's the West made bricks here, and they owned the hotel away back in the in the early days, in the 1860s, 1880s, 1890s, through that period.
That's changed everything, but have you ever seen it this low?
Yes, it was about a metre lower than this in 1968. It got right down. It was, as I say, about a metre lower than this.
All right.
But as you see it now, it's really only Lake Yukon been doing its job. That's the purpose of it, is to store water and then release it. So they're still releasing, and they can for quite some more feet. I've just forgotten exactly how more they've got before it reaches minimum operational level.
All right, Paddy, tell us, how did you move that house?
Well, it wasn't such a big job. I was advised by a party of engineers that were on a seminar up in Threadbow back some years ago. A chap that I knew at the authority rang me and said, did I mind if he brought a group of these engineers out? They were interested in how I was going to move the house. So they came out anyway, about 4 or 5 car loads of them, and came, and I showed them I had it ready to move. Oh, well, not quite ready, but close enough ready to move, and I showed them all through, give them some idea what I was doing, and then as they were going, they all got into their cars, and one chap said, right, are we ready to go now? And another fellow said, what do you reckon? He said, it'll fall down round the fucker's ears. He said. But it didn't. No, I needled each wall and concreted some RSJs. You know what an RSJ is, a rolled steel joist, 8x6. Concreted 3 of them into the ground at the right line to get me back up where I wanted to go, and then got big rollers, bought them from the Snowy after the, it was Hume steel. They were used for lowering the pipes or winching the pipes back up the hill for the pipeline at Talbingo. I bought some of them and made a big, like a cradle, and winched the thing right up. It took two of us, a friend of mine and myself, 7 weeks to do the whole thing.
Okay, one other little story that I heard. Now, is this true or not? I heard that you took up an exercise of carving a very large granite block, but you had to actually carve some words into it, and you did this on the back of a trailer. And one night you actually woke up and was very concerned that you might have carved the words in upside down.
That's quite correct, yeah. It was 4 ton and I had it on a trailer, and the only way I could get at it was jack it up and get underneath it, and I cut the name out, and then about 4 o'clock in the morning, that's quite correct, I woke up and I thought, oh Jesus, I put the effing words back to front. So I had to get out of bed and go out and have a look, but it was all right, it was okay. Yeah, that boulder is in at Coombe at the Catholic Church. We put that there to commemorate the Irish fellas that were killed on the scheme during the period of operation, and we did it to coincide with the 1999 snowy reunion or centenary or whatever you like to call it.
Something else, Les, Paddy used to run boats. You might want to tell us a little about that.
Yeah. Oh, I ran boats here for years. Just down here we had a huge big wharf. We used to, we could moor, including our own boats, about 80 boats all told. And as the lake, it was all a floating operation, and as the lake went up and down, we just moved with it. But then in 1974 and again in 76, we got hit with 2 tremendous southeasterly storms here. The first one did a lot of damage in 74. We had that repaired, and then in 76 it was the 18th of June, and this bloody storm came in and smashed us up completely. It did a hell of a lot of damage, so we decided then we'd cut back rather than having a big operation. So we cut down and eventually sold out and got out of it. But we used to have about 80 cars parked here whenever there'd be a long weekend or Easter or Christmas time. It was very popular. I'm talking now before Jindabyne became popular. Jindabyne filled up about 64, and then over a period of time, people more or less left here and went to Jindabyne. So it's never been the same ever since, and the fishing has never been as good. I think maybe at the present time they say the fishing is quite good.
What was the big pontoon that used to be over there, Paddy, that you owned?
Oh yeah, that was an underwater observatory. I built that, and we were going to bring tours through. We had tours coming through all the time, and we were going to include that as part of the exercise, bring them in through the underwater observatory. They could go down underwater, see the fish and see the various places in the old town where the various things were. We would have marked them on the bottom, and then up the other side, and we'd have a few other things, and out and onto one of our launches, and then off to the dam wall. So we decided to get out of all that, because in those days, like back 30 years ago, you could do something and you didn't have to have all these bloody rules and regulations that tied you up absolutely, foot and mouth sort of thing. You couldn't do a goddamn thing. You can't at the present time, but way back in the early days you could have a go and get something going, but not now.
Okay, well, in summary, Paddy, how long have you been out here?
I've been here 54 years.
So what's so special about life in old Adaminaby?
Well, old Adaminaby is a lovely spot. It's never all that cold in the winter, because the level of the lake, like the water, tempers the climate here. It's not as when I first came here, just as the lake was filling. If you didn't drain your pipes every night, you had buckleys of getting them thawed out the following day. But now you don't have to worry much about it. It's from down here at Graceley Island, old Tom Taylor, who was a well-known identity here, he told me he used to record temperatures from for the CSIRO after the war, and down at Graceley Island he used to record a temperature of 5 degrees Fahrenheit And up at the old school he had another station that's on the top of the hill, and that was 10 degrees Fahrenheit. The temperature of the water never drops below 38 now, so there's a tremendous difference in how cold this valley was. So it's interfered not alone here, but all up through the mountains, because the entire mountains are ringed, this area anyway, are ringed with lakes that are all part of the snowy scheme, so it has interfered with the climate quite considerably. Well, I have no education or qualifications to back that up, but like I can observe that, and I see places that rubbish is growing now, and it never ever grew there before because the climate was too cold. But now it's warmed up as a result of all these lakes, and all the rubbish in the day can grow up in the hills now.
Okay, well, on the 19th of October 2006, a very special day for us because we've met Mr. Paddy Kerrigan, and thank you very much for your time, Paddy.
That's quite all right. Move it, because they were only moving it a short distance across the bitumen or something, I think, and it slipped off the goddamn trailer and turned upside down on the highway, and then they had to go and get another machine to right it. And then I think he told me afterwards when I met him they had to spend, I've forgotten now how many days, they had to strip the whole bloody motor down because all the oils do a big job on it. Yeah. But just a simple thing apparently, the fella said, oh, there's no need to chain it down, you know we're only going across the road. Oh, we just came along and there was a big cloud of dust and she was lying on her side. Yeah, well that was a few years ago now.
He went for a trip across to Ireland.
Oh, did he?
Ireland, so
Yeah.
he went temporarily to Ireland.
Yeah. Oh, he'll be able to tell me more about Ireland than I know, because he's been there recently. I have. And where are you now, Bernie? Still in Kerman? And your mate's name? Well, when do you
What
want
was over here, Paddy?
Well, this is the entrance here to the Catholic Church. As you can see, the steps ran down here. They were silted up. I think there were only 4 or 5 of them shown. So the other day I brought down the pick and shovel and cleared them off. So some of the old people that would like to come here, people that were married here or baptised here, well, they'll recognise it now, whereas it was up at this level. It was only
I've done a lot of shoveling.
Oh yeah.
There's one shot there.
The church was dismantled.
Adaminaby.
A lot of the roof work and the paneling and doors and things and windows.
They took
Yeah. A lot of the old families still have plots over there.
When I went to school at Adaminaby, we went to school with Boucher.
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah.
perhaps they might have went from here across to Adaminaby or some of their cousins.
The difference between the 2 Chinese families that came here, the Yens and the Bouchangs, Yen was only a terribly small man.
Okay.
He was terribly small.
Yep.
And Bouchang was 6'8".
He's a big fella.
Huge big fella, and he made a hell of a lot of money carrying 180-pound bags of bloody flour from Tumut to the goldfields at Kayandra. He was a powerful big fella.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So,
What about the timber industry? Was that sort of here when the old town was
oh
here?
yeah,
The Rainers were big
sawmill
in.
was just down over the back. Betts, the same fella as owned the hotel, he ran that, and then they moved out to the new town, but there was a German chap came and bought in then George something or other,
Okay.
and then they sold out to the Rainers.
Then the
and
Rainers came in.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Rainers. Then they lost the well, the forestry, I think, stopped
Stopped
letting the mill
letting-
out.
yeah, because
of the
this was quite unique because you had the mountain ash that was
yeah,
milled here
yeah.
in Adaminaby, and that was beautiful timber.
yeah, beautiful timber.
Lovely.
Did they ever find any other little bits of gold around? Like there's a lot of gold in the mountains, so were there ever any little stories that Like this is well after the gold rush, but
Yeah, no, well, when the lake was low, let me see now, was it in, no, it couldn't have been 68. The lake was low again in the 80s. Yeah, 82, 83 was another bad drought. And this was just out of water. And one of my young lads, Mike, and a friend of his, or a chap he was running about with, they were only kids at the time, Graham Kennedy, they came down playing around here and they each picked up a nugget. Our fellas was a quarter ounce, I don't know how many, I think Graham's
Really?
was a bigger bit, yeah. 2 nights. Well, somebody must have camped here, some poor old digger, and he must have went to the pub and got full and dropped a few nuggets out of his pouch, yeah. But the kids found it, yeah. But some people still have a bit of a fossick in terms of gold detecting. I know an old chap, and he showed me one day, he had one of those pepper bottles.
Yes, yes.
And he had about 2 inches of all little gold nuggets, because some mate of his was a whiz with one of these gold detectors, and they used to go over the old mullock heaps where people had dug 100 years ago, and they'd get a few little bits and pieces.
Looks like the foreshores are still.
You know, years ago, when this lake was first starting, you couldn't move off the bloody road. If you went an inch off the road with one wheel, you were down.
bogged.
You were bogged.
Yeah.
But now, because all the topsoil is washed off,
Yes.
it's hardened up a bit. and
Especially over on the other ridge there, it's all rocky.
Aye, it's just
Yeah.
it's just shale. But I'm amazed where people try to go, you know, and I see tracks where people have gone in, and Christ Almighty, I wouldn't go in there. I wouldn't go in. Yeah.
Well,
But you had the machinery to pull
To
yourself
get
out.
ourselves out,
Right,
yeah.
We'll see now if he's a rever.
Did you ever find many more bottles, Paddy? You were sort of getting an odd bottle
Yeah,
from up
no.
there.
Here and back around there, so somebody else would have got onto them.
Yeah. Yours to Seven Gates, there's no water.
No, it's all
Straight,
right.
goes straight through from
Yeah.
one to the other.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's it there.
That's it there,
I
yeah.
was looking for it around. I never thought to look there. That was too obvious. So at least they know now, like with the number of steps there, that's it.
The old pelican.
He got something,
Yeah.
didn't he? He'll get out.
He'll get out.
Yeah.
how about a handshake, Bern, with Paddy?
Aye, yeah.
Oh, great to see you again, Paddy.
Yeah. all the
Terrific.
same. Yeah, have a good trip. Yeah, I was going to see there was an old motor bicycle there, but it's all. Oh, yeah, the old fire. Yeah. And the funny thing about this block was there was another block between but it was a strip of land 5 foot 8. That strip. Yeah, 5 feet 8 inches. Well, it'd be just enough for to get a carting. Small car. Yeah. Or maybe a dray. In some of the, was it behind crows? Yeah, it'd be behind crows. It'd possibly be a bit of a workroom where they.
Could have been a storage for the flour or
Say,
something.
yeah,
or
could be storage. Yeah.
If it was the baker's shop.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know who did the Richie McMahon, I think did the very bit at the end, but I don't know who did the middle part.
And the boat launching ramp now is the old main
The old
street?
highway.
The old highway. And that went to what, Coomajindabine?
No, the Coomajindabine one turned off about where those cars are
Okay.
and went across here. That was,
Yeah.
as a matter of fact, that was the Snowy Mountains Highway,
Yeah.
and this was the Monero Highway. Well,
Okay.
they've changed it now. That's the Snowy Mountains Highway, and
Yeah.
the Monero Highway goes from Cooma to Canberra.
To Canberra.
So, yeah,
That's right.
and you can see it better here. Do you see the island over there?
Yes, yes.
But do you see just to the left of it there's a cutting?
Yep.
Well, that's the old highway where they went over that hill and down into
Okay.
Frying Pan,
Yeah.
past Barneymackie's and then up Highgate
Yep.
and out to join the highway that's still there.
We used to come for a drive sometimes from Buckendale. We'd be up there and come across to here, then around to the dam wall.
And this The bastards are in there the next day because they know that if they're stuck, they
Yeah, somebody will pull them out.
yeah, well, they know that I'd pull them out, you know, so I had to stop and say, no, I'm sorry, look, I'll ring the NRMA for you, you know. It cost them 50 or 60 bucks
Fair
and they won't
enough.
do it
And,
again.
and that's
it.
good business for the
I wouldn't-
NRMA in
Yeah,
town.
I wouldn't take anything from them because I wouldn't get stuck into anybody that's in bloody trouble. But, oh Jesus, some of them were priceless, you know. I towed them out and the next day they're up, all of them. We were good. Went in the same place again. Jesus Christ. No brains, no game.
Fair race, yeah.
He'd be in his 80s. He'd be
Yeah.
fair way into his 80s. He's just been away prospecting
Yeah.
for 6 months or something.
Yeah, right. I'd love to get up and record
Did you see the steps of the church? That's the church that is it the Presbyterian?
There were 4, I think he said.
That was a fair, like that was here when the town was here.
I didn't ask him that, whether I'd say it would have been that
It
one.
was a fair out, yeah, fair way out.
Yeah,
It's a fair age.
yeah.
Well, that's not. That'd be good.
Boat when it,
Oh, okay.
it was a, I think that was a butter up so that we got the job. We put
Yeah.
the price in for the road and the boat rent,
Yeah.
and the boss said, yeah, and if we get the contract.
Your own personality kind of thing, you know. So, but anyway, but yeah, the boyfriend she's got at the moment, he's quite a nice kid. And a lot nicer than the one
Well,
she
Les
had
would probably
last
know
year.
that family as well. The Hoskins of Veridon.
Yeah.
Bernie was good mates with,
Neville.
this is Sal's boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Bernie was good mate, Neville Hoskins, and he died suddenly from a operation, wasn't it?
Did you bring 3 children? Yeah. Zoe's friend Carly.
It's funny,
They're like
that,
the
Bernie used to
umbilical
really wanted to travel back
twins.
with you.
But one is running back to watch her. She forgot something.
Teenagers,
That's the trouble with Hannah. She doesn't look at it. She's 10 years old. She's new.
I took her down the park.
She's freezing because
She's
they didn't have a
barefoot.
towel. And I know that Zoe lent it to her.
They must have gone for a swim.
Yeah, Zoe and Carly were hell bent on it.
But I think they went for a
They've had a beauty treatment.
they look left up to here to me.
It's the camouflage singlet.
But because she's fat on. How are you going there?
Beautiful.
There showers in those toilets. By any chance?
There is tubs, but the tops of the tubs are missing.
Is one of these
Jeff,
campers-
it's called the Schwarzenegger syndrome.
Oh shit.
Why did you roll up your pants if you
The devil made me do it.
Go back with Bernie?
in a plastic bag?
In the boot. It's all there you go.
Gosh, it's all over your back. You look, you're fully camoed. Hey? Fully camoed. Blue camo on the cap, and
Don't even think about getting in a car.
what happened? Talk us through it.
Well, we were swimming, and then Zoe got bored, so she said, let's have a mud fight. And there was lots of clay, and then they started chucking, and so I started chucking as well.
You got it back. So the girls have got mud all over them too?
Yeah, they're coming.
Uh-oh. Oh well.
But they're clean, because they had swimmers to go underneath the water and clean themselves. I had pants, but I didn't want to wear them.
So did you have a swim too, or just?
Can
What?
you just
This is a puddle, probably cleaner than you are.
grab that on the other side and we'll put that over the side?
Yes, I can imagine.
They were longer because they cleaned themselves, and then they walked up and halfway, and then they found out they left their clothes down there, so they had to walk back.
So Danny, you going to have a shower tonight?
Yeah.
No.
Like, no.
Those thick bits are a bit thick. I think your shower will block up.
Calling the plumber tomorrow.
These bits you can just easily pick off because they're dry.
You better cuddle him and keep it in that blanket.
And?
And then it was really hard, and then when you want to go back, it's like the sand and then the water, and then it's all slushy and then hard.
And you slide.
And then Carly, she walked across the slushy and went onto the hard, and then she went even deeper all the way to there, like as though wanted her to go to hips up the water.
So why did you throw all the mud over Dan? He's giving you up.
We're having a mud fight.
And then when I said I give up and